Hello, and welcome to Factorio Space Age. We are on Fulgora. We have just managed to eke out a little bit of Fulgoran science, and I think we are ready to start working towards getting a launch silo going and exporting our science for good. Now, I'm going to start by saying this isn't going to be nearly enough. So I will be relocating this south in order to make that a thing. Well, we're going to need to go down here a bit. I need to put room in so I can expand my electrolyte and superconductor production. I'm going to put that here. So it's going to be electrolytes and then superconductors and then supercapacitors and then science and then then these guys. So let's work out what it's going to look like. Making the rocket silos is going to be fairly quick, so I won't worry about that too much right now. So first of all, these guys, let's leave a little room above. I'm going to have, this is just for vertical spacing. I'm going to bring it down to, say, here, kind of an arbitrary point. You're going to be a bunch of them out that way. So this way I can bring my fluids down on the left. Okay, so we're gonna not jog the fluids over to the right this time. Fluids come down the left, and we're gonna have a fixed width for the whole thing. So you have your heavy oil in there and your fluids in there, and these guys are going to go left and right, and you're out like that. Boom. You have inputs. You need stone. Is that right? Just stone? Just stone. So your stone comes in there. Now, this bit from here to here, we flip horizontally. We know we need at least 2 of these machines, and I'm going to set you guys up so we can tile them across. And it's probably going to be 8. I'm just saying that from experience. So the stone's going to come in here. Do I want to bring it in? I could bring it down the left. I could bring the stone down the left. That wouldn't be a problem. Well, we may move this back and forth. Okay, so you guys are there, and I'm going to put in power there. Okay, so your power is covered. You have no logistics needs. What I'm going to do is bring this out to the left twice. Oh, actually, connect like that. So this will be our connection to the power grid. That leaves a little bit of space in here for power and lightning and pipes. And the next thing we were building is these guys, which have several different inputs, 3 different inputs, and 1 output. Well, the most important input is the holmium plate. So I'm thinking we're going to send the holmium plate and the supercapacitors out to the right. So let's just do that. We'll move this in a moment. So I need the holmium plate on the bottom of this guy. This is going to need light oil coming in from somewhere. We're going to do the same kind of thing here, where this is going to be just right here. Actually, I'll put it down here, saving me some undergrounds. And you've got some inputs here, which are probably coming left to right. Chromium plate is coming in on these. These are getting everything but chromium plate. Now, this is a redesign of all of this stuff. And now we can pick this up and I can place it in line with these guys. So we can start working out what our spacings are. And again, I'm anticipating probably 8 machines. And I am going to need to mark that this is chromium plate. Do that. You are plastic and copper. These markers are just so I don't have to make any effort later on to work out what's going on here. I'm going to put one more thing in here like that, just for consistency. That'll get us those. Below those are going to go the supercapacitors. Coming in the top, we have the chromium plate and the these guys, which actually is just like this. And then got that guy in the bottom, and you turn out a fluid. So we're going to grab you, and I'm just going to bring you back like this. Okay. And what are your rates? Supercapacitors, basically, superconductors at 0.24, chromium plates 0.24. These can be unified like that. And the other two are batteries at 0.12 and 0.48. Those can be unified as well. Okay. Now in this case, we have 4 inputs total, so we don't have a lane to put our output on. We're going to have to move it south. This is an input. So we've got plenty of space off to the left for a new fluid bus. Now, this guy has sent our output to the right here, so we are going to be taking this one from the right. And this is going to be going off to the right. So our fancy products that we're making here are going to go off to the right and down. So we really are thinking in terms of a fixed width for this array. So that's not something I usually do. Usually I would bring my outputs back and have a bus over here. We're going to do a fluid bus on the left, raw materials in on the left, and fancy stuff on the right. Okay, that gets the supercapacitors. And the science takes in the supercapacitors and the accumulators from below. So this is just exactly like what I've got here. It's going to come in pairs. If I flip the science machine, okay, let's look at this. If this guy feeds 2 of these guys, let's see here. You go right, you go right, you go right. Okay, we have to have it flipped this way, which means the input has to be on the right, which means this power plant is going to be in the wrong place for that. So we're going to do it this way. from here to here, flip horizontally, paste in here. These inputs are raw material style, so boom, 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 just like that. And your power units are above this guy, below this guy, which puts you here. Okay, what are we doing for power? Oh, we're running low on power. Let me put down some more power stuff. Is now the time to start colonizing these guys? I think so. Let's colonize the bottom one first. He's easier to get to. I just need to bridge power over to him and then buildables and such. Let's see here. Fulgora, blueprints, robo power zap grid is not what I want. What I want is the 18 by 18 grid. And we are just going to paste it down here wherever it will go. Tell you what, I'm going to pause the recording here while we do site prep on this guy down here. I'm going to come back with the roboports and the power extended across here, and then we'll see about the next step. Okay, it is sometime later. I have finished off this area down here. Apparently, I have forgotten that I had already taken out all of the trash and such. So this is all mostly done. There's a few things like fulgurite, which I didn't pick up. A few extra things in here. Let's see, is that actually in my site prep? Site prep does not include picking up fulgurite. Oh, that's gleba site prep. I'm sorry, wrong site prep. It does include it. There's not a lot there. I can ignore that for now. Why this is showing... Oh, our logistic networks are not connected. So we need to have one of these guys in here somewhere. There we go. Now I want to fill this island up with accumulators. It doesn't really matter what order I do them in. This is going to do this properly. If I hold down shift, it will put down the accumulators. If I did control shift, it would take up the lightning and the roboports. We don't want that, but shift will allow me to place the blueprint as much as it doesn't conflict. And I only want to put it down where we have a power station, substation. Because if there's no substation centered in that area, then the accumulators wouldn't actually have power. I'm just going to dust them all down. And as we get accumulators available to us, it will put them all in. And I am, in fact, going to stripe that across the bottom. So that's going to put in a ton of accumulators. So our power will start getting better and better over time. It also means that I can start removing the accumulators from up there once we have true overkill. Okay, so we're done with that. Yay! This means also that our maximum accumulator charge will be going up over time. So let's let it build up a little bit. It goes down. Now we're going to be using more energy because we've got a lot of robots doing this, but look at how many accumulators we've got feeding into it now. So we're good. Next step is turning that off and turning this on. Let me do that step by step. We do need for stone to be coming in over here somewhere. Actually, I'm going to bring it in from the right. How big is this going to be when I get out to 8 of them? Oops. So we set that up, and I say snap to grid. It's going to be that wide. So really, I want the stone to be coming in here, because I think the stone is actually more available from the right than from the left. And it is. So we're going to keep the old stuff working and bring the new stuff in. I won't hook up these machines yet. In fact, I'm going to delete them, aside from doing that. And I'm going to set a marker here for my right-hand side. So that's how far to the right it goes. Okay. So that brings it into these guys, and now we have this supposedly running if it had these fluids. The way I've done this makes it a little hard. Okay, let's move you over there. Are we using the holmium solution anywhere else? I don't see holmium solution used anywhere else, just for this. Hold on. It is being brought over here, though. It is being used for science. Why did I not see it when I was looking at it a moment ago? This is holmium solution, so come from here. Okay, there's home. Need to find a better place to put these stitches in. There we go. So I needed one more space in here, but I'm not going to go moving that right now. Maybe I could move that all. Should I? Nah. There's the holmium solution, so this should now be waiting for its... Yeah, we're going to bring that in right here. So heavy oil. There we go. We have some place that needs light oil, which is right here. Where are we going to be bringing this guy in? Oh, okay, these are just markers. I can move them in by one. Where are we making the holmium plate? Did I want to bring that in down below? I think this is fine up here. Okay. Let's move the stitch to here. and then out to there. I like to keep these in places where it'll be simple to align them in the future. Now, this guy, I'm thinking we're going to bring it in like this. There. Bingo. And just for fun, so I can monitor what's going on, we'll put those out there. And again, plastic and copper. They've got this big long plastic copper line coming in from the right. So let's make it come in from the right. Again, this will come out to that far. Bring you out to here. I'm going to overkill on the lightning protectors as usual. You're going to come out that direction a ways. And we still need holmium plate coming in on this. There. Again, we're not going to disturb what was there before. We'll pick that up later, carefully. Now you need light oil. Light oil needs heavy oil and water. So we need to bring the water down from above somewhere. First of all, is it already being brought down anywhere? Yes, it is, all the way to here. You are not maximized. I can bring you out one more so we can put these stitches in the normal place. So we need just one of these guys. Oops. We already have one up here. I'm just going to copy paste it. Yeah, I want to eliminate these machines up here. So this will give me water coming down on the right. Yeah, put it about there. Doesn't really matter. Just like that. And there's our light oil. We are going to have to watch this combination to make sure that the light oil per minute is good. Currently we are producing 900 and using 120. If we multiply this by 4, that's going to be 480. We are still good. if we need more holmium plate than we've got here, we can always expand the production way above. Okay, this guy. That goes away. This is going to come out to this line and come back here. So these also can stripe out to 8 copies. We need green chips and batteries. And where's the best place to bring those in? Green chips and batteries are coming down on the right at the moment. This is going to be a little squirrely for now, but that's okay. I will bring it over here. We'll just bring it down like this. And again, we're coming from the right. So my plan to bring the raw materials down the left is not surviving contact with reality. That's fine. Again, we've got space for 8 of those. Eventually, we will want to pick up some of this stuff that's on these intermediate belts and place some of it into the logistics network. Okay, there's stuff on the top. This is supercaps. Well, obviously supercaps are coming in from the right. I'm going to bring you over so you're in line, and we're going to put the lightning protection back in here and here and here, and you go away and you go away. Super caps. These actually need to go further, so I am going to do that with the super caps. See, the green chips and the batteries need to go all the way down to here. So I'm not used to designing the new bit of the base in a completely different place. I'm used to just taking what I had and extending it, but this time I didn't really put it in the right place, unfortunately. Okay, batteries and iron. Well, batteries we've got here. And as we copy that to the right, it will do the right thing. Now we only need the batteries here, so we're going to say you make only the batteries to the right. I'm not going to depend on which lane they're in. Okay. Boom, boom. So that'll bring batteries out. And it won't prevent them from going onward. So you have everything but your accumulators. That's good. And now we need iron plate. We have iron plate coming down right here, and unfortunately, I did put it in the wrong place. I put this one in right here. I could bring the iron plate down to the right of this. Tell you what, I'm going to just do this. And as before, you move iron plate to the right. There. So over here we had iron plate and steel together. Why did we have steel on this line? I think we had steel on this line just because it was handy. So as we prune the unwanted stuff off of this, will probably simplify some things. Or we'll just leave it like it is and not worry about it. In fact, we do not need to get fancy. For now, that's as far as all this goes. Now, with all of this set up, what this tells me is 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 is the right ratio. Well, 1 to 2 to 2 to 2. And that means that everybody has a little bit of excess production. In the case of superconductors, quite a lot of it, actually. So we will be able to export supercaps and superconductors and accumulators. I can put in something here to put accumulators back out. I think what I'll do is I will do accumulators for consumption out to the left here. Okay, so you are going to be accumulators. And I'm going to set you up as only produce if the number of accumulators in the logistic network is less than 1,000. There we go. And I'm going to speed module you just for fun because I think we need a lot of accumulators right now. Yes, we do. In fact, we need enough accumulators. I'm going to put in a second one. Whoops. Too close. There. And replicate this over here. So now I want to scale up. I want to grab this whole thing, starting from about here. Oops. Out to here. I do not want the power or the that guy. And now if we say snap to grid, it's the right size. Why is it saying transport belt is in the way? Doesn't matter. Oh, down here, right. And now all of these get built. Everything's on the way except the accumulators. That's fine. We're going to have power problems because we just boosted our power like crazy. These prod modules mean these guys are a little bit hungry. Okay, so we just boosted our scrapping because we now are drawing more stuff out of the scrap areas. We also boosted holmium plate and all of this stuff. Okay, so we're doing good. Now these guys do need to be marked as filter, our kind of science. Now, we are not making science because we need accumulators. Accumulators need batteries, so apparently we are starving for batteries. probably because we used up all of our batteries doing other things. So we need to wait and get more batteries coming in. And I am impatient. I'm going to go up and make sure that we haven't messed something up with the batteries. I'm also going to go unleash the batteries that are in other storage chests. So where's our batteries? The batteries are here. This says we have no batteries in these things. We are locked up. Oh, look at this. We have stopped sorting because we are full of ice. This chest has... how much ice is in this chest? 2,400. We should be recycling it. Ah, here's our problem. I put that number too high when I was saying, well, we need to keep more ice. And with that, we should start producing things, including getting some batteries out. So let's look at our batteries here. Yeah, you can see we stalled out, and now we're going to be making more batteries. Yay! Of course, we were making them. It's just that we couldn't bring them out on here. Now, this belt is going to be absolutely jam-packed full because these guys will have been recycling into internal buffers. And this belt is going to stay full until these guys have drained their buffers. And they're going to drain their buffers in whatever order. So, yeah, we got all sorts of stuff. It'll be a long time before this is stable again. We've got to drain a lot of buffers. I am seeing batteries. Question is, are we seeing enough batteries to actually make progress? Oh, we can start tearing down this stuff now. These accumulators are good. We don't need him anymore either. Or any of this. That goes away. All of this goes away. Goodness, goodness, goodness. All of this goes away. Now, I can leave the iron on this guy. That's no problem. So that's our first move towards pruning our system. Let's see. We need to start bringing... Oh, not you. You start bringing this stuff back. This line is dead. I can have my bots pick this up. Come on. That means this is dead. That also means that these guys are dead. Oops. You guys are dead. I'm just going to trace back along this line. We're going to see that we do not need these at all. I'm just going to get rid of them. Yeah, I just got rid of a whole bunch of fluid that I shouldn't have gotten rid of, didn't I? Okay. This stone goes away. You go away. Which means you go away and you go away. You're gone. You're gone. So many things I can get rid of now. Oh, wait a minute. No, we still need to get our holmium plate off of this going down that direction. I am going to not do anything fancy with this. I'm just going to bring the holmium plate and the... Oh, we do need to divert the stuff that isn't holmium plate off of this line, don't we? I'm going to put it down here in case we need it. So you are to the left, holmium plate. Just like that. Just in case we need either of these for something else in the future. Holmium solution is jiggering over to here. That's fine. We probably haven't finished pruning things out, but I think that's good for now. So this will run at whatever rate we are being allowed to run by our scrapping output, up to a limit of 86.4 science. This whole grid is balanced. If I draw it all the way up through here and get the whole thing, we can see that we do not have quite enough holmium fluid to do everything, but then this is over. Wow, we need 43 more holmium plate machines if we want to run everything at rate. Wow, wow, wow. That's not good. How much holmium plate do I need for this whole thing? This guy needs 192 holmium plate. And you are making 241. Okay. So what is it that's using 1,000 holmium plate in there? Oh, that's probably this machine right here. You can sink huge amounts of resources into making electromagnetic plants. There we are. That's the thing. So he will sit there and use up resources to make electromagnetic plants until we have 20 of them. I'm not going to start making electromagnetic plants for export until after we've finished our yellow science, our purple science, getting our logistics going and all of that for the achievements that are no longer pinned. This does mean now I have a steady science rate, or should have a steady science rate. Let's take a look. Hold on. Okay, electromagnetic science pack. So if I am looking under my production, reset all you guys. Electromagnetic science packs. Boom. We are producing some. Yay! So over the last 10 minutes, we have averaged 42. So we're doing about half of my target rate. And that's only using the mines from here. These started out 374 and 812. We're down to almost done here and a quarter of it here, so I'm hoping we get enough science out of this to do some good stuff. Well, there's a bunch of science. How much science do we have? Not you, you. We have 1,400 science. So we could take 1,000 science back. Let's do it in the trader for now. What are you currently requesting? You're currently requesting speed module 2s. You are on... I think it is time for us to work on our express machine for science. Let's get that set up. So Fulgora Science Express will be a thing. And I am going to grab... Do I already have a blueprint? I may have already taken a blueprint of him. Let's get a blueprint of him the way he is right now. Okay, we're going to duplicate him. Oh, and we need to turn off the spinnies. Settings, mod settings, map, way down at the bottom here. Visible planets in space, rotation off. So, there, now it isn't. See, if you're in orbit, you don't look down on the pole from orbit. You look down on the equator. So I would like this to either be doing left to right or top to bottom, but it does this way. That's no good. Okay, so Science Express. Alt right click to get a marker over here, which I'm going to put at the top. And then we are going to plonk that down. That's going to be our mobile platform. And this stuff is going to be completely different. Well, over here. Turn this off for now, and this is going to be Electromagnetic Science load. So one load of Electromagnetic Science is going to be 1,000. That's one rocket full. So we will collect one rocket full from Fulgora. Okay. We could set up a custom capacity to come up quicker, but I'm going to do one rocket full. Later on, we may force something. And when you get to Novice, I'm going to add a condition that you don't leave Novice if you have any in your cargo hold. Okay, and we don't actually have any requests going on at Novice. Okay, so now, Novice Spaceport. Oh, we don't need these markers, really. I'm going to try to limit the number of markers, because I'm going to end up with a marker for each planet for my base, if I'm not careful, plus a marker for each trading ship, plus a marker for each express ship. Because I want to be able to jump to them. You can always get to Novice here. What I do is here, basically if anybody shows up in orbit with any science, I want it. So I'm going to change this. Instead of having science import, which I think is generic, I'm going to say science. So this is called all science. And all science means is that we want, if somebody in orbit has any of this stuff, I want to bring it down. I'm going to do that for all of it. Up to 1,000 of it at a time. No matter what the science is, please bring it down. We may do this differently later. But by having these set up as requests in this cargo landing pad, that will enable things to go a little smoother. Now I can delete that from there. And actually, white science import is now used by nobody. I can get rid of him. Okay, so we've reloaded 1,000. We got these output from here. This guy is set up to do whichever one of the 3 planets I send, which is going to be Fulgora. There was a chance there that I might have switched from Fulgora to Vulcanus for the first science, especially if we ran out of materials here. So Science Express may get done quick enough for us, or it may not. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go to the trader. Come on, do you have your stuff yet? You are still waiting on stuff you're not going to get. I don't have speed module 2s available on planet in quantity. I ought to, but I don't. Capacity 50. Should we fix that? I think we ought to fix it. Yeah, we ought to fix it. Why do I have module 2s of everything else but not speed? I mean, you're coming out here. Am I using that many of them? Let's invest some of them right there. Okay, nobody is planting them. We're just kind of building them up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this guy to Fulgora. And I am going to add a special section here where I'm going to request science from Fulgora. I'm going to request 2,000. Okay. So you'll wait until you have 2,000 science, which is a great deal longer than you need to wait. Now, we don't actually have rockets being built yet. Okay, that's a problem. I need to build rockets. So rockets take low-density structures and blue chips. Make sure my bots are off. I'm going to put the existing stocks of LDS and blue chips back into this array if they fit. And it looks like they don't fit because those robots are going north. The other thing we need is rocket fuel. We are not getting rocket fuel directly. However, it turns out to be a really super simple build. So, let's start out here looking at what we need. A little bit of planning, and the planning that you do on everywhere is basically the same for this. Is we need rocket fuel being made in 2 machines for every single machine that is making solid fuel from heavy oil. Now, elsewhere, normally I would, crack it to light oil or, do other things. We have free heavy oil coming in at all times. Now, I would like to have my light oil on the inner rails like this, so that we are doing this, and we are moving the solid fuel across like that. Okay. Now, the trick is I also want my rocket fuel to be unloaded toward the center. So what I'm thinking is something like this. You guys all connect up like that. I can connect it top to bottom. These guys need to connect right to left like that. And I can bring this up to here and connect like that. So the pairs will connect. So now that leaves us with the problem of power. We can put power in there and in there. And we need lightning protection in here somewhere. I'm going to overprotect this as usual. And these guys now can put their rocket fuel out. Just like that. I'm going to go rocket fuel from left to right. Let's mark these. So the inserters are all marked. We have everything covered for power. I believe if I take these away... Okay, we know we've got no power. Oh, this guy isn't covered by this. So this needs to be here. This would basically be the next one's over. Okay. I'm going to put this all the way up here, like that. Okay, there's 8, 16, 32. The planner tells me I need, like 27 point something. So 32 will do it. And that's got all of this covered for everything. The other thing I need to do is go in and put prod modules in everybody, just for pure orneriness. If I do X across there, we've got 96 per minute. If I put prod modules in, we'll use less oil. Actually, is there any reason to do that? There's no real reason to do that. Now, we do need light oil coming in here and heavy oil coming in here. So let's put out our machine that is going to be cracking heavy to light oil. We need one. We can verify that here. We are just a tiny bit short. That's okay. Running a tiny bit short on light oil is not a problem for us. We need water coming in here, and we will have light oil coming out there. That's perfect. Now, pumping the heavy oil, super simple on this planet. We just grab an offshore pump. We go up here and we say, hey, you, give me your oil. And you are actually going to be out there, so we can... Oh. Hold on. Plateau edge. Plateau edge? Oh, glarp. Okay. So we need to come out a little further. That's fine. I'm going to put in a machine here, which is going to be melting ice. And I believe that's actually enough ice to keep that guy going. Yeah. There. And this guy just needs ice coming in. So we need to bring ice up. We need to bring ice, and we need to bring LDS, and we need to bring processors. I think this is a good point for me to break. It's been an hour. I'm going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back in the next recording with finishing up. So this episode is really more about scaling up our science and setting up the production for the rocket fuel. Next episode, we'll get into actually setting up the silos and getting those going. And I will see you in that recording.